Alright, how's it going, y'all? So, Miltank week is over. We're back to regular content, right? In this video, we've got actually just like a really good win streak that I got with my Arctovish Escavalier Thunderous Spectrier team, otherwise known as the Middle Ages team, because it definitely, represents something from those sort of times. So we've got the Arctovish with Vicious Rend, Icicle Crash, Ironhead, and Rock Slide with Choice Scarf. The Choice Scarf makes it faster than a Regieleki in Hail, which is really nice. However, some of them do, predict it and they'll use Protect, but if they don't, it can very much so punish them, and I've also done things like one-shot a Colossal with Vicious Rend. You do got to be careful about locking yourself into a move that you don't want to use later. And you can Dynamax Arctovish just to, not have to lock into a move. And it has significant, bulk and punching power, but it doesn't, deal the most damage as a Dynamax Pokemon. Some better Dynamaxes on this team are definitely going to be Escavalier, Thunderous, or Spectrier as your, main Dynamaxes. But you can do something like lead Ninetales Arctovish if you do want to go for that mode. You can lead Politoed Arctovish, and you can switch in Ninetales if you think that's going to be better. Or you can switch in Politoed if you want that Drizzle boost. You can really do either. Arctovish works pretty well in the water or the snow. It's just that in the snow you get that, additional Slush Rush boost, which is nice. So that's pretty much how the Arctovish side of the team works. Then we've got Escavalier, who with the Assault Vest is a very, very tanky Pokemon, honestly. Has Ironhead, Drill Run, Mega Horn, and Close Combat. So it has the ability to raise its defense and special defense, to raise its attack, and also to lower the opponent's special attack if need be, while also doing, just having a really nice variety of moves. And something that you will often want to do with Escavalier is you might start Ninetales Escavalier to set up the Aurora Veil if there's no fire pressure, or even if there is fire pressure, and you can switch in Politoed to try to bait them into, not doing a lot of damage with a fire move. Or you can start Politoed Escavalier. You can also do things like starting, Spectrier or Escavalier to snarl the opponent. I guess you could start Thunderous Escavalier too to like punish people who use Intimidate and things like that. But yeah, main supporters for Escavalier are definitely Politoed and Ninetales. Politoed having Protect, Helping Hand, Scald, and Perish Song is definitely really useful for matchups that can, pretty much just turn into a big stall game where I'm going to lose just because I can't take one Pokemon out. So Perish Song really helps what I might call seldom explored side of this team that I could definitely explore more is the Politoed Spectrier lead, where you Dynamax Spectrier, use Helping Hand, and just deal fat damage over and over again. I definitely got straight rolled by a Whimsicott Spectrier lead in one of the past Corviknight bouts. And yeah, so you definitely want to look out for Helping Hand plus Dynamax LO Spectrier. Life Orb Spectrier does big damage, and even without the Helping Hand, it can one-shot a Dusclops with Max Phantasm. So you do got to be on the lookout for that if you are the opponent, that is. And you got to be aware of that if you're the person using this team. Then you can do things like lead Ninetales Arctovish, like we said, but then Ninetales is also used for proccing the weakness policy on Thunderous. So you have Blizzard, Aurora Veil, Protect, and Ice Shard. Protect just to kind of avoid having to deal with annoying things on turn 1. And, any other time you might need it. Blizzard is really nice, has 30% freeze chance, which can be really annoying for your opponent. Aurora Veil to make the survivability better, which helps Escavalier and various other things. And Ice Shard. Then we've got Thunderous with Wild Charge, Fly, Smart Strike, and Protect, with Defiant, which definitely has the ability to roll away with games if the opponent doesn't check it. Common leads with Spectrier are definitely going to be, Ninetales, Thundurus, but you can do things like lead Spectrier, Thundurus, Politoed, Thundurus, Escavalier, Thundurus. I mean, it's, now we're just saying things, but yeah, you can do some pretty varied things with Thundurus. And you can get, like, max Airstream boost to benefit, like, Arctovish, for example. Onto Spectrier, the last Pokemon. I have found Spectrier the hardest to fit into this team at times, but I think that's because I've been forgetting how useful it can be if you really do need it. I do at times feel like maybe something like Regieleki would be a little bit better than Spectrier on this team, but Spectrier is definitely really good. It has the ability to, lower the opponent's defense, which helps out Thundurus and Escavalier and Arctovish. And it also has the ability to lower special defense as well, which can help other people out. But really, it's helping itself more than anything because this thing does fat damage. Has Protect. I did decide to go with Taunt instead of Will-O-Wisp in order to stop the opponent from doing more really annoying things that we don't want. But that's about the team. I do really like this team, and there is definitely multiple ways to play it. This team really does catch people off guard, and it caught me off guard in the sense that, like, I'm doing better with this team than pretty much any of my other teams. So, it's got that going for it. And let's just get into these matches. Sorry, I was trying to skip. There you go. So my first opponent here has Dragapult, Feeny, Toja, Demaru. I know that one. I know them all. I just forget all their names. Whimsicott, Pharaoh, Thorn, and Snorlax. That's a pretty annoying looking team. What would we maybe want to do against that? You could lead Arctovish Ninetales because of the Dragapult. You could lead Escavalier, but Escavalier is pretty good against their team, but it doesn't feel like that great in general. Let's just get into it. Let's just get into it. Some Lucky Plum. Lucky Plum is my opponent. They send out Dragapult, Snorlax. Okay. If you do like the Thundurus Escavalier content, I do appreciate you showing your support with a like or subscribe or whatever have you see fit. I am going to be starting this one off with a slightly less than optimal play, and I'm going to be using Icicle Crash instead of Vicious Rend. They very well could use Ally Switch, which is, I think, really why I did this. I figured that using Icicle Crash on Dragapult, like, kind of covered all the bases. Like, if they use Ally Switch, you still hit Snorlax. If they don't use Ally Switch, then at least you get super effective on Dragapult, but, like, I don't know. And then I didn't use Blizzard this turn. I used Aurora Veil, which is, like, great, but Dragapult's still on the field, and they just belly drummed. So, it's not amazing. Like, we're really not off to a great start on this one, but it's nobody's fault but mine. We could Dynamax. I mean, it's it's kind of not worth it at this point. The real problem is that now I'm kind of choice scarfed into the wrong move. So, like, being choice scarfed into Fishious Rend would have been really nice here. And I could have just Fishious Rend Blizzard and just not even worry about it, honestly. Like, 2 Blizzards, probably... I'm not going to guarantee that it'll knock out Dragapult, especially because they used Light Screen. They do have Ally Switch. Okay. Oh, they avoid. We critical hit the Snorlax. I would have liked a freeze. That would be nice. Yeah. So they one-shot Arctovish. That's what happens. They didn't get their berry back, though, which is nice. Ooh. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, so, Ferrothorn's gonna be a big problem. And we're just gonna have to try to deal with it. So, what I do this turn, yeah, Ice Shard, proc the weakness policy. I was not, like, super confident in this getting the one-shot on Snorlax from where it's at. Like, I know I have their health taken down a considerable amount. And they used Light Screen, right, instead of Reflect, so I don't have to worry about that. But Snorlax has ridiculous HP and, so, just not enough. It's in Ice Shard range, and it's also in Hail Chip range. They target Ninetales, that's not going to save them right now. So that targeting decision is pretty bad for them. And they use Iron Defense. Yep, the chip takes him out. This team does benefit quite a lot from bringing both weathers, though. It's really nice to be able to constantly switch new weathers in if you need to. And it really benefits more than anything else, like Escavalier and Arctovish. They benefit a lot from having both the weathers there. So what I'm doing right now is I'm really trying to set myself up for the Perish Trap endgame. So they probably should protect Feeny, right? They don't. Okay. So Feeny goes down. They probably were getting greedy, and they're like, watch, my Ferrothorn's gonna win this. Like, Perish Trap, so let's just see. One of the nice things about Ferrothorn is it can absolutely eat a body press, too. So, like, that's a plus for Ferrothorn now. They've used Iron Defense twice. We use just Max Airstream Perish Song. Can't really do anything else at this point. Yeah, yeah. So that's pretty much game. Body press does not do enough. Thank you very much. Because Politoed eats body press. So yeah, we just double protect. And there's not much they can do about it. I don't even have to switch anyone out this turn because Ninetales has Protect, so it really doesn't matter. Sorry. Yeah, they cancel. So that's game. Yay, Perish Trap. I mean, what else was I ever gonna do there? Ooh. Amoonguss, Urshifu, Whimsicott, Rillaboom, P2, and Regieleki. So this is an Escavalier game. This is definitely an Escavalier game. Escavalier can't be spored, which is really nice because it has Overcoat ability. And it also is really good against Porygon Z. So Porygon Z does not really have good damage against Escavalier. Regieleki can do some, but, you know, we'll try to tank it. Okay, PZ Regieleki. And see, look at this. We're starting a weird lead this time. Escavalier Thundurus. Pretty weird lead. But their team doesn't really have, like, fire pressure, does it? And I brought Politoed and Spectrier. Spectrier's fast. So that's one thing that we do definitely want. We want Spectrier because it can outspeed PZ. And it can use Snarl. But yeah, this turn we just want to protect Thundurus for sure. Because Thundurus... Ooh, yeah. Thundurus gets one shot by Max Lightning for sure. Dynamax Escavalier. So Escavalier is actually going to be really good here. This Max Quake should pack quite a punch. And we'll get a special defense from it to boost, so that's good. Max Lightning. Okay. We tank that. They get the electric terrain, but we are going to get a special defense boost, which offsets it. Ice Beam. Big damage from Life Orb Porygon Z. They did disrespect Thundurus though, which kind of sucks. But we get fat damage on the Regieleki. That's big damage. And with the +1 special defense boost, we are going to eat another Max Lightning. Not going to eat it, like, amazingly, but we're going to eat it. Like it's breakfast. Okay. Down to 44. That's not 0. 44 is not 0. Yeah, that sucks. That's nuts. It's gonna do enough. I mean, yeah, it was never not gonna do enough. So, yeah, I mean, I would say it's going decently well. You know, we got rid of the main threat, which is the Regieleki. We have the PZ at amazingly low health. They can't fake out Spectrier. So I would say it's going pretty good. You got a Snarl, can't Shadow Ball the PZ. But it'll do enough. We don't really have to worry about that. Grassy Glide does a whopping 20 damage. If Escavalier had undynamaxed, it still would live that. With 2 health left, but... That's a grassy terrain, grassy glide. 20 health from Escavalier. And look at our boy putting in straight work right now. Yeah, I mean, it's... Sure, they can one-shot Spectrier probably, but I don't think we really have to worry about it, because they can only target one person every turn. And I mean, Politoed actually does quite a lot. That sucks. Close combat, go. Yay! Escavalier! Escavalier champed that one. Ooh, okay. Venusaur, Torkoal. Not Grimmsnarl. Landorus, no, they do have Grimmsnarl and Landorus. P2 and Registeel. So, interestingly, this actually might also be a Escavalier game. Escavalier is not terrible here. We do have to be careful about the drought weather. Yeah, well, so they'll intimidate us. That's not great. But we don't care about the intimidate. I'm just gonna Dynamax my -1 Escavalier. And I didn't want to get faked out this turn, so I do protect. It's an okay play. Like, if they used Max Airstream this turn, that would be really bad for me, actually. So I definitely understand the play, and it really comes down to the possibility that Fake Out could come out from Grimmsnarl. And taunt. I guess they could taunt me too, right? If they have it. Ooh. Thunder Wave. That would have been really annoying. Because I could definitely see myself getting paralyzed. Like, it's something that would happen. Life Orb, okay, well, that's a little scary. Fat damage. They don't have a sash. It's just, you know, that's how much the -1 does. But they will go down to the Sandstorm, which is really nice. And they're going to have a really hard time getting value damage off on a Escavalier. I think that makes sense. I think it might have been a little bit safer to max Steel Spike the... Whew, big damage, but not enough damage, unfortunately. So yeah, it would have been better to max Steel Spike the Landorus this turn. We'll see if it matters. The good thing is, like I said, Landorus has literally no way to deal valuable damage to Escavalier. It can try. It can definitely try. the Max Nux is whatever, like. It's not gonna get us that far right now. Because if I had just taken out Landorus right there, I would already be ready to go for Perish Song. However, we gotta give it another turn first, okay? So, no, this turn we definitely max Steel Spike, like, yeah. Yep, max Steel Spike, protect. Doesn't do nothing, but it doesn't do enough either because I protected. Alright, well, +4 Registeel. Never would have get through that, like. You ready? Ooh, P2. Oh my god. I would never get through this endgame if I didn't have Perish Song. I could, if I really wanted, just start going for close combats on P2. The problem is that I'm slower. We eat that. We eat that +4 body press. We got an Agua Berry. We got Perish Song. And the Agua Berry. The Agua clutches it. Although we could have, you know, gotten rid of Landorus the turn before we got rid of it, but it's okay. You can't make perfect plays all the time, but you can come back from making not perfect plays sometimes. So yeah, I have like a, what, 30 or 50% chance of getting paralyzed every turn or whatever, but if we can get this protect off, it's gonna matter a lot, so We protect. Okay. Ooh. And they avoid Politoed. Like, that's almost an auto win for me right there. Like, even if I hadn't used Protect, that's pretty much an auto win because they didn't get rid of Politoed. So, no matter what, I think their best play there was to actually try to go for Politoed with at least one move. It's like, I get it, you know? But, yeah, this is another situation where I really just don't even need to switch, like... Ooh! Escavalier's a tank, like... So, yeah, the parish count goes down to 1, it's whatever. We didn't even have to bring out Thunderous. Until now. So that it can protect. Got you, my guy. Got you. No Registeel P2 stall for you. You are on a timer. And your timer has run out, sir. Ooh. P2 is faster than Politoed. I would have won anyways. Nice. Ooh. Zapdos, Politoed, Indeedee, Whim, Lele, and Dragapult. I mean, we could start Arctovish Ninetales. We could start Thunderous Ninetales. I have been, you know, not utilizing the Spectrier side of things, which I probably should. But I don't know how much I would want to send out a Spectrier versus this anyways. Okay, so what's lesson 1 at video game camp? Don't button mash. Don't button mash. Okay? You don't have to do it. You gotta think. You think your plays through. Because what I did here is I literally just ice sharded the... Sharded? I ice shard the Whimsicott. Which isn't going to do anything because of Psychic Terrain. So, I could have just tried to ice shard myself. They don't use Follow Me. So, I could have ice sharded myself, or I could have Blizzard. Neither of those things that I just did made sense. Well, that made sense. But, yeah. Expanding Force did a lot. And I mean, honestly, a helping hand expanding force could probably knock out Thunderous. So I'm thinking it through. Uh-oh. They are Dynamaxing Politoed. That's a really bad play. But, you know, you can do whatever you want to do. Ah, so they were actually trying to bait me into targeting them so that they could almost one-shot me with Expanding Force. We get that, though. And with our +2 Thunderous, there's really just nothing they can do about this right now. +2 speed, meaning that I will be faster than Zapdos and Politoed. So, and we have a Escavalier and Politoed in the back. So, I could go after Zapdos. I'm not gonna say like I can't, but I'd rather get rid of the Dynamax Politoed, and they could protect Zapdos. They don't. We pick that up. Ooh. I mean, neither of us are getting the electric terrain boost, so it's like, yeah, unfortunately, that's how it goes. So now we just, Blizzard and Wild Charge. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Yay! 4 wins in a row with the Arctovish team. Can we make it 5? I didn't actually play this 5th match back to back with those other matches. I played with Giga's team in between, using between this match and those matches. Ooh, they've got they have like a full Trick Room team pretty much. Slowbro, Torkoal, Marowak, Indeedee, P2, and Cradilly. If I'm a little bit scared of anything, it's the Indeedee. Because it has redirection pressure. But it's definitely not an Escavalier game. Cradilly, Slowbro. We send out Politoed Arctovish right away. That's really not a good play. I think I get it, but it feels super awkward. Like, if they had started Indeedee Torkoal, they would pretty much just win, right? Wait, no, because this isn't Escavalier, so... I think it just feels a little bit awkward that I didn't bring Politoed in the back in case I was going to need to turn around the line that way, but it's Arctovish. I mean, it's not Escavalier, so I get it. And we can Helping Hand ourselves. Helping Hand Max Hailstorm, the Cradilly. I definitely don't want to see Cradilly, like, go away, please. And we do pick up the Okay, so that's good. That's really good. They use Trick Room. That's a little annoying, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, and then comes the Torkoal. So, I could switch Politoed out for, like, Ninetales, but what would I really get out of it? Like, a little bit, not that much. What I'm gonna do is just Helping Hand Max Geyser. Would the Rockfall do more? I think it actually would. So the real benefit that I'm getting out of this is just turning on the rain and making their eruption do a lot less damage. The Expanding Force, they set off my Agua Berry, that's really good. We're Dynamaxing Arctovish. And yeah, that's a really low health Torkoal. So I think we're pretty safe to just Max Geyser again. If they Protect, we're probably going to one-shot through to Protect. And, well, who knows what they have in the back, I guess. So, yeah, I think that makes sense. Protect this turn. They cancel. They didn't want it from the Arctovish. Let's think about why they would cancel, though, like that. So, for them to cancel like that, what I assume is they had a Alolan Marowak in the back, and they were figuring that somehow, like, they were just going to run train with Torkoal and Alolan Marowak. But once I dealt out that Helping Hand Max Geyser, they have a really low Torkoal. If they want to set the Drought weather back up, they have to switch out Torkoal for Alolan Marowak, which pretty much just gets one shot by Arctovish, and wouldn't really have a good time. And then we could also switch out Politoed, bring the weather back if they did Dynamax Marowak. So, you know, Marowak would have had a very uphill battle if Marowak was their back person, but they didn't have a good chance to get it in anyways without it, you know, being in the rain right away and having to deal with that. So, you know, Dynamax Arctovish. Arctovish, Escavalier, Thunder's team. Hope y'all enjoyed that content with the team. It was a really nice, 5-win streak, honestly. So, we got 5 wins in a row with this team. And it is a really good team, honestly. So feel free to try it out. I do suggest it. But with that being said, hope you enjoyed the content. Until next time, where we're using Cinderace and Rillaboom again. So yay! Give your boy that like and subscribe if you want. Appreciate it. Give me a comment too. Tell me how you like the teams. Tell me how they're going for you. Be a part of the community. Thank you for being here, and peace. Till the next time.